Hello and welcome back everyone. I am Raman Pandey. Today we are going to talk about looping statement. What are looping statement? How many type of looping statement? So there are two type of looping statement. First is while loop and second is for loop. Okay. So in this video we are going to talk about while loop. What is while loop? How we use while loop? What is its syntax and its concept? And we are going with some coding problem, so you know that you create your own logic on this question, any question. Okay, so let's start with our video. Firstly we are going with the syntax. So syntax was simple, like we are writing while, then condition of while, what we want to check, and after that we are going with the executed part, means if the condition was true, what was going to printed. So let's see this thing in detail. Okay, so let's understand while loop. What is while loop? A while loop repeatedly executed a block of code as long as condition is true. Means that uh, firstly we see the syntax of while loop. The syntax of while loop is like here the while is there, then the condition and the part which you want to execute. Okay, and also iteration part was there, but firstly see the simple syntax of our while loop. After that we are going with when the condition was true. So this was decided by this thing, because we are writing our condition after this while space was there, and then we are writing our condition, then a colon is there. After that we are going with a indentation, which was a tab space. You can simply say that for space was there. After that we are writing the block, starting our block of while. Okay, here we are going with the thing we are going to print if condition was true, so that thing was written here. Okay, so this was the basic syntax of while loop. Let's see how while loop work. What was the thing going first? So the very first thing is conditional evaluated first. Means that the condition you are passed, it will be evaluated first. The loop checks the condition before executing the body. If true, it's run. If false, it's stop immediately. Okay. Here you can see that a basic example, a simple example was there, which is to print number 1 to 5. Here we are starting with 1. This I was iteration. Okay, means starting and ending was decided by this. No, starting was decided by this I, but the ending was decided by this condition. Okay, and this was called the iteration. Means it will be the iteration of a while loop. It will increase the value after one time. Okay, here we are going with a while loop. Let's clear all the things so you can understand the thing better, because you have more clarity after removing this all thing. So let's see. Here while was there, and then a condition which was I is less than equal to 5. Means this condition was run till I, the value of I will less than equal to what, less than equal to 5. If condition was greater than 5, means if condition was, let's say if condition was 6, the while loop will automatically break. Okay, we are stopping while loop. So what we have to do, we have to while I is less than equal to 5, we have to print. The execution part was this, we are going to print I. Simply you can say the body part. Okay, here you can see body execution only if true. Here you can see that I was 1, so I is less than equal to 5. The condition was what, the condition is true. Here it's mean that the I part will be printed, the value of I will be printed. Firstly, what was the value of I? Value of I is 1, so 1 was printed here. Simply 1 was printed. After that we are going with another thing, which was condition recheck every time iteration. means that this was the iteration part. It will be increases the I number each time. So here you can see that I plus equal to 1 means that it is simply the return of I equal to I plus 5. Okay, I equal to sorry, not 5. I equal to I plus 1. Okay, you can simply say that here I equal to I plus 1. The same thing was written here, I plus equal to 1 or I equal to plus I plus 1. Okay, means that we are adding 1 in the value of I. What is the value of I? It's 1 here, then it now it's become 2 because I was 1 plus 1. Okay, so I had become 2. Then it will checking condition, is 2 is less than 5. The condition was again true, then it was printing 2. The same thing was written here after each execution, means that when the printing was done, after that you can see that 2 was printed. So what will be again next thing was condition rechecking. Why condition was rechecking? Because of this iteration, because I was increases. Okay, if I was not increases, it's create a you can say that infinite loop. So it may gives you many type of problem, like your computer or laptop may hang because of this, because this was the infinite loop and it will be run infinitely. Okay, so the same thing was there. After that it was going before next condition, which was 3 here. Now I become 3, so 3 is less than equal to 5. The condition was again true, then it will printed the value print I. So what is the value of I? The value of I is 3 here, so 3 will be printed. Then it will be check again, not check, it will be increases again one time. So now it's become 4, then again check true, then value will be printed. After that again it will be increases, because after printing you can see that iteration was there, that's why the value will be increases each time 1. Okay, now it become 5. What was the condition? Condition was less than equal to, means that equal to was there. So you can say that also this condition was also true here. So then 5 will be printed as the output. After that after the printing of 5, because print I, so I will be printed as 5. After the printing the 5, I plus equal to 1. Now see this I will be becoming 3. Now see 6 is less than equal to 5. The condition was not true, the condition was not true, the condition was false here. So what will be printed? Nothing will be printed, and after that our loop will be ended here. So the output was only 1 2 3 4 5. Okay, so loop is stopped when condition false. You can see that after 6 the condition was false and the loop will be ended. Once the condition is false, the program continue with the code after the loop. The same thing was there. You can see f was um, it was a false, then condition was ended, loop was ended. So common pitfall. What is pitfall? Means that you are creating infinite loop. How you can creating infinite loop? We are talking it. Uh, you can see that here, if you forget this thing, this iteration, if we are not increasing value of I, so it's mean it's become a pitfall, infinite loop. Okay, if the condition never become false, then the loop runs forever, means infinite time. That's why the condition at least false. Okay, so make sure that you write the condition so it will be false. So why I can say that if this line was missing, it will become a infinite loop, because if the value of I will not increasing, the value of I start with I is 1 is less than 5, true, I will be printed. Then again check 1 is less than equal to 5, true printed, true printed, true printed. Then it will be run infinite time. So that's why we are going with iteration thing, which mean that the value of I will be increases. Or make sure that you giving a condition which was false, because if the condition was every time the condition was true, it gives you a error. Not a error, you can say that your computer may hang, your computer may flicker. Okay, so this type of things will be done. Okay, so these all are the concept related to loop or while loop, you can simply say that. Not for loop. For loop, in for loop we have different type of syntax. So when we're discussing for loop, we are go for the syntax of for loop, and everything we are going to cover with for loop. Now let's take a example of take an example of sum of even number from 1 to num. Okay, so let's try to do this question from your own side. After that you are see this video, so make your more clarity. So what was our problem? Let's read the problem statement first. Our first task is to read the problem statement. After that we are seeing sample. Then what was the next step? Next step to write the code from your on site. Okay, these were the three basic steps for solving any type of problem. So you can solve the problem from your own side. What are the first thing? First thing is to you have to read the statement first, then see the sample, how the you can say that the examiner want your answer from your side. And the third thing was sorry, and the third thing was going to complete the code, means write the code. So let's read the code first. Sorry, not the code, statement. What was the statement? The statement was we are going to take an integer num. We are going to take integer with name. What was the name of variable? The name of variable was num. As input, we are going to take input from user. Okay, after that we are going to write code to find sum of, we are going to find sum. Which type of sum? Sum of all even number, means we are going to take number. Let's example, you can say that simply 1 to 5. Okay, you are writing number 1 to number 5. So what you want to do, what you are going to do, you are going to simply print the sum of number. Which type of sum we are going to talk about here? Which type of sum we are talking? The simple addition. Okay, means that is the number which was even, lie between 1 to 5. If a number lie between 1 to 5, then we are going to do what? We are going to print the result of sum. And when it was the even, what was the even number between 1 and 5? The number is simply, you can say that 2 was there and 4 was there. Between 1 to 5, 2 and 4 are the even number. So the sum of 2 and 4 we are going to print here. Not in this question, in this example question. Example is we are going to sum 1 to 5. Okay, so 4 plus 2 is what? 4 plus 2 is 6. So we are going to print 6 here. We are going to print 6 here. So let's see how you can write the code for this question. Firstly, we are going to open our VS Code using this folder, which was our Python class folder. Open with code, we are going to click. Then our VS Code will be opening. After that, we are going to write our code. So what was the code? Let's create a while loop file. Looping file. Okay, looping.py, because while loop was the looping statement, and for loop was also a looping statement. The question of for loop we are going to do in this file also. Let's see what you have to do. You have to firstly create a variable which is named as num. A nummed variable I am created, and after that taking input from user integer type. So integer input we are going to give instruction like so see the in the sample what was the instruction is there. So instruction was like num colon. Okay, so we are going with num colon. Let's write num colon here. After a space was there, then we are going to write our statement. So what we are going to do, we are going to take an integer number uh, as an input from user. You are going for this part will be done. Okay, so this part will be done. And what was the next part? Next part is to we are going to write a code for the sum of all even number from 1 to num. So let's write. For this we are going to sorry, we are going to take creating our while loop. How we can create your while loop? By writing while. So while was there, it's a keyword. While the space was there, after that we are going with our condition. So what was the condition? Condition was let's take like here starting with I. So you can simply say that requirement of I was not there. We are going with the count, declaring one another value which was count was there, because we are going to print number till num, not first 5 even number, not anything like this, not let's take example like 5 natural number, 5 even number, from starting 5 odd number. We are not going like that. We are going like number starting with something and end with only the number, not between. Okay, I think you may understand this problem. Here we are, our problem is like if the number is uh, between 5 and 1, then we are going to print in this between the which thing was lie, which even number are lie between this 1 to 5, only the those number will be printed. Okay, so that's why we are creating a variable sum, sorry, not count, sum was there, because we are going to addition of a number which were divisible by 2. While what was the condition? I was less than num, less than equal to num. We are going to print, not we are going to simply print. Let's take I equal to 1 here, because I was starting from 1. Take an example like this. I equal to 1. After that we are going with the while condition. I am writing if statement here inside the while loop. If a number which was, let's take I, if I was divisible by 2, means that I modulus 2 equal to 0, remainder was 2, then what we are going to do, it's mean that it was even number. Okay, the condition of even number is what? If a number was divisible by 2, then it will become a even number. If number was not divisible by 2, it's a odd number. Now we are going to print what? We are not going to print anything, we are going to add. So here we are going with sum plus equal to, we are adding in sum the value of I. Okay, it's mean that if the value is even, let's take firstly going with 1. So 1 was less than num, yes, condition was true. It will be not entering in if, because the I will not divisible divided by 2. After when the value was 2, it will enter in the if loop. not in if loop, it's a if statement. So it will be enter in if statement, and it will be increases the value of sum plus equal to I, means here the value of I will 2, so sum plus equal to 2. So sum is 0, then 0 plus 2 is 2. Okay, so this type of thing we are doing from your on logic. So now we are going with another thing, which was going to print the sum. So we are make sure that we are not printing the thing inside the if, and also we are not printing the thing inside the while loop. We are printing the thing outside the while loop. So make sure that you follow the indentation. We are going to print what? We are going to print sum. Now we are not passing any type of like you can say that iteration thing. So let's write in while loop, inside the while loop, not in the if block. Make sure that the indentation, now you are understanding how indentation was important and where the indentation was working. The use of indentation was where. So I plus equal to 1. Each time I will be increases with 1. Let's run our code and see the output. So it's asking for number. Let's take example as 5. 5, enter, then you can see that the output was 6. Manually we have calculated this thing here, like the even number like between 1 and 5 are 2 and 4, the sum is 6. So that's why the till 5 it's giving you sum as 6. Okay, now let's see the sample. Where let's run the sample. Oh, sorry, you see that, simply see that also our code was correct, but you can see that here some colon was there as in the output. So we are make sure that we are going to write this thing also. So a comma, then here you are going to write, some colon, means that, sorry, it was a dot, not dot, comma. After that we are not passing this space because this comma will automatically give you a space here. The sum colon was automatically printed, and this comma gives you a separator as a space, blank space, and the sum was, the value of sum was printed. So let's run the code and see the sample. Let's take in sample 100 was there, so the output was 2550, means 2550. So it is correct or not? Yes, it was the correct thing. The same thing you can see that the written in here, the same thing you can see in our VS code also, here to here. Okay, so make sure that your output will be match with our sample. This thing was written because to match our sample problem. If your sample was not matching, then you may get less marks because of this thing also. This less our you can simply understand like that कि ये छोटे छोटे चीज़ों के लिए भी आपका मार्क्स जो है कट सकता है. Now we are going with another thing. Firstly, we are going to discuss this also in our slide because it will gives you more clarity than. So let's see. A num variable was created, integer type input, and user see num colon. Okay, and we are getting another value sum equal to 0 because we are going to store the sum. For storing the sum, we are going to create a variable which was sum. Okay, if I simply store it in a b c, and after that I am each time I am going to add plus a plus b, a plus c at last, so it will be too much lengthy, and our in as a programmer we are going to decrease our code line. Okay, so as simple you can write, so you can do follow. Sum equal to 0, then I another variable I equal to 0. This was written for indentation because we are going with indentation in this loop. After that we are creating our while loop. While loop is starting from where? I. So what was the value of I? The value of I was 1. Also uh, you can simply say that increase the value, not plus equal to I, plus equal to 2. You, if you want, then plus equal to 2 you can give. If 5 you want, then 5 you can give. The uh, that much number you want to skip, then you can write and it will be skipped. Okay. So while I was less than num, you can check the condition. Yes, it was the true. Now it will be entering in the if loop. If the condition was, this condition was true, only the sum was only the value of I will be added in the sum. If the if condition was not run, the value will be sum will be not updated and it will be increase the 1, means now 1 is becoming 2. What after the 2? It becoming 2. If it becoming 2, then 2 is less than equal to num. It was also correct. So also not, it was the first one which is correct here. So after that the if was checked, so our if statements give you condition as true, and the condition was true, is it's mean that the value of sum will be updated to plus equal to, what is the value of 2 is here? The value of 2 is 2. So 2 is added to 0. The same thing was repeated again and again, and after that you can see that the value of I is increases, and if the whole loop will be ended, let's take the value will be 5, num will be 5. So till 5 it will be run, and after that when the condition becomes 6, 6 was not less than equal to 5. So what was the thing we are going to do? We are not going to do anything. The compiler will be ended our loop, stop our loop immediately, and going at the last print statement, which was printing the sum, which was sum, means the value of sum. This sum as it is printed, and this comma gives you a separation, and sum gives you a value of calculated even number. Okay, the sum of calculated even number. So this all thing was in this question. Let's see the another question. The another question was, you can say that not that much difficult, but a little bit difficult for you guys. Okay, so here we are going to greatest common factor, which is GCD, or in simple word we can say that HCF. You can simply here. So in another word, you can simply say that HCF, highest common factor, which is also known as greatest common factor, GCD, of two number we are going to find in this code. So let's read our problem statement first. After that, we are going to do our code. So let's see how we are going to do this thing. Simply you can see that the GCD at a set of number is largest positive integer that divided all the number without a remainder. Okay, means that if it was 2 divided by 5, so what was the output? The output will be, you can see that 2 divided by 5 is divided in which time? So 4 was there and 2 is there. The value was 1 here. After that it will be divided again. So now this 2 will be come at this position, and 1 will be divided 2. So it will divide this at 2 time. Now the remainder will be becoming 0. After the remainder will become 0. This was our output. This was the output of our GCD. Okay. So we are going to write a program to find GCD to give an input x and y. We are going to take two input from user, x and y, and after that we are passing x colon and y colon here. After that we are writing our code for finding uh, after that we are going to write our code for finding this GCD. Here I am not using uh, only while loop, because using with only while loop we are not going to solve this problem. Okay, so in each case try to write also if else statement if many condition was there. So you can use if else statement or any logical operator or everything you can use inside the while loop and outside the while loop. In same code we are going to use anything you want. Okay, so let's write our code for GCD. How to write GCD? How to print GCD? So let's comment out this question first, because it may create a issue if you not comment it out while you are running our second code. It will be automatically run because this was not in the comment. Okay, so now it's become a current comment. Now it not create any type of issue. Here I am going to write a thing which was x and y, and in both area I am going to write a thing which was integer type input. Integer type input was there because both are the integer value, and here x colon was there and here y colon was there, because in the question you can see that we are going to take a two variable x and y, integer type and input, okay, from the user. That's why we are going to write this input type. After that we are going to do what? We are going to write program for this. This first thing was done from my side, and the next thing is to find GCD. Only two things we have to do in this code. First we are done, and let's move to the second one. So let's understand the logic first. What is the logic of this thing? How we can print this? So you can simply say that if the condition was 0, means that if a number was divided by 0, let's take this thing. So you know that in the denominator the value will be not be 0. If the value will be 0, it will be not printed anything. Okay, so what we are going to print? If the value will be 0, the value will be 0. We are going to print value must be non-zero, means that 0 value will be not counted at numerator and denominator both. So in numerator and denominator both the thing number will be there, not a 0 value will be, okay, calculated. After that we are going with else x, y and y. ABS x. What was the ABS? ABS was the absolute value. If number is in negative, it will and let's take example like if number is -1. So after applying ABS function in -1, this -1 become 1. Okay, it gives you absolute value. This ABS gives you a absolute value in your whole code. In else you can see that we are using our while statement, because in if we are passing that if a condition was 0, any number will be 0, it will gives you number must be non-zero, because in the sample we are not seeing the sample, that's why we are not know about this thing. You can see that if number will be any number will be 0, it gives you output like value must be non-zero. If number will be not any 0 number, then we are going to firstly we are going to convert in absolute number. If the number is negative, if number is not negative, no problem, it will be in positive also, always. After that we are going to write our while code. While y is not equal to 0, means that here it will be checked. If y equal to 0, then this will be printed. While y is not equal to 0, the value of y is not 0. Here you can see that in this sample the value of y is 50 here, So what we are going to do, we are going to do x comma y, means that the value of x come at the place of y and the value of y come at the place of this thing, x percentage y, means x modulus y. Okay, so the value of this will become at the place of y, the value of y will become at the place of x modulus y, and after the while loop we are leaving the indentation of while loop and writing it in print outside the while loop and inside the else loop, else statement. So what we are going to print, we are going to print gcd x, because the x was our x was written in this part. So you can know the this part will be called as a remainder of this part. So that's why this was x will be written here and y will be written here, because we are calculating modulus of x y like this. Okay, so let's write this code in your VS code so you can understand it more. Firstly, we are created to input from user. After that, we are going with the if condition. So what was our if condition? Our if condition was simply like if y and x both are not equal, then what we are going to print, the value must be non equal, we are going to print. So let's say this was a simple if else statement. Okay, so let's write this statement first. X equal to 0. I am using or here, not and, because any of the value become 1, not 1, any of the value become 0 here, it means that we are going to print none of the value will be 0. Then y double equal to 0 is here also. After that we are going to print the value, the you can say that the normal statement which was value must be non-zero. So here we are going to write value must be non-zero. Okay, you can see that the value must be non-zero if x is equal to 0 or y equal to 0. Now what we are going to do, we are going to writing our else part. So in else part logic is there, because here the simple logic was performed. If condition was 0, x was 0 and y was 0, any of the condition was true, it will gives you the output as value must be non-zero. Now in else we are going to put something important, which was let's see, what was abs. What was abs? I told you that key abs is a absolute value, gives a absolute value to you. So I am writing x equal to abs of x, we are going to convert, and here y equal to I am converting abs to y, the value of y in positive, the value of x is positive, both the value of x and y will be positive here. Now we are going to with the our, you can simply say that the thing we are learned which was our while loop, so we are going to use while loop here. So while, after that we are entering our condition. What was the condition? The condition was if y was not equal to, y is not equal to 0, the value of y will any number except 0. What we are going to do, we are going to not going to print, we are going to write the number like x comma y, means x and y we are going to change all the value of x, all the value of y. We are going to write performance also, we can write line by line this thing, but this will reduce the code length, so that's why we are writing in this type of format. While x comma y equal to 0, not 0, here I am writing y, because the value will be becoming y and the value of at y, at the value of y we want which number? We want number like mm, x modulus y. Okay, so this was the while loop we are writing. We are going to after that we are going to print inside the while loop and outside the while block. We are going to print the thing which was, is it GCD or anything else? Let's see. No, it was GCD colon and after the value of x. GCD colon comma x means the value of x, the remainder, the GCD. So let's run our code. Let's take a value will be value of x as you can say that 2 here, and the value of oh sorry, unfortunately I'm giving here as 5, that's why it's giving. Okay, no problem, because we are writing the also the sample of this also. So you can see that if 5 and 2 was given, then the 1 was the output. The same by mistake we are doing this thing, but no problem, it was the good thing. It was also a good example. If x is 5 and y is 2, then the GCD our not GBD, it's GCD, greatest common factor. Okay, so let's run again the code, giving the value as 5 and the value will be 2. So 1 was the our output. Now moving to our next part, which was let's see this sample and this sample in our VS Code to make sure that our outputs will be correct. So let's give value as 50-50. After that we are giving value as 20 and then 0. So let's run our code. I am giving y as 50 as well as x as 50. So you can see that GCD will be also 50. It will be matched with our sample problem. So it's mean that our logic and our whole code was correct here. Let's run the code again and give the value as x as 20 and y as 0. So you can see value must be non-zero, because value of y will be 0. If both value will be 0, what will be printed? Again the same thing will be printed, which was value must be non-zero, because none of the value will be 0. The condition was like that. Okay, if you want to divide anything you can do, like 95 with 4, so it gives you 1. 98 with 5, it gives you 1. Huh? Every time you are getting 1. Why? Because all the number was divide at the thing which was gives you HCF as 1. Okay, so let's take example 50 and after that 6 was there, so it will gives you 2 as a output, because the value will be, the output will be 2 here. Now you can understand how the code will be run, which part will be run when this part will be true. Okay, if condition x will be true and y will be any of them will be condition become true, the value will be must be non-zero will be printed. Then this part will be converted the value of x and y in absolute value. After that the while loop will be run, which simply say that to check the value of y. If the value of y was not equal to 0, then and then only the condition will be true and our execution will be done. So here you can see that our execution, like x is becoming y here, because x at the place of first place and y at the place of first place after the equal to operator. So that's why the value of x become 1 y. And what are the value of y? The value of y becoming x percentage y. What was the x percentage y? X percentage y was simply like x modulus y is here. Okay, that's why the value of y will be updated. After that, it will be storing in the x variable and it will gives you output as a GCD. Okay, the simple thing was there. After that, we are going with moving to our another question. Let's comment out this first question, second question, and let's see our another question, which was about to do what. The another question is about to print average of first n natural number. We are going to print first n natural number, uh, first odd natural number. Here we are writing code for adding even number, and here we are going to write for odd number. But few thing, a small type of difference was both in the both condition. In here we are going with range 1 to n, but in this question we are not going with the range. We are not going with the range. We are not follow any type of range. Here we are going to do a simple thing like, sorry, sorry. Here you can see that we are not going to print the thing as simply as it was given. We are using a count here because we want to calculate number from 1 to infinite, not infinite. The number was given which was n, but the first n natural number, we don't know which was the natural number, which was the first n natural number. So let's run our code and see the output. Firstly, here you can see the difference between this question and this question. Many of the people think that both questions are same, only the difference was even and odd, but not at all. There were two difference, you can say that first was even and odd, and the second difference was an important difference, which was no many people will solve this question. So let's see how to solve this question. So our problem is to take an integer n from the user. We are going to take input as a create after creating variable as named as n. We are going to take input from user. We are not passing any type of statement that user see and user put the value. So we are simply printed the thing. After that, we are going to write a problem to print average of the first and odd number. Using a while loop, we are going to write this problem and display the result up to 2 decimal places. Here you can see that 3 difference was there because we are also going to convert in this thing is 2 decimal places. It's mean that if output was 5, so we are going to print 5, then a decimal was there, means comma, not comma, dot was there, and float value you can simply say that in our computer language. So that's why the value will look like that. So let's run our code for this thing. First we are going to take n integer input. Okay, let's see another thing. I think you many people not understand this question. Here we are not going to write thing like we are going to print the number between the thing. In this question we are going to print number between 1 to 5, but in this question we are going to print n natural number, means you are passing here n as 5. So it will gives you output not between the odd number between 1 and 5, because the number between 1 and 5, odd number which was 1, 3 and 5 was there. Three number was there. The sum of 1, 3 and 5 was what? The sum of 1, 3 and 5 was 9. Okay, so the sum of this will be 9, but we don't want 9, we want 5 n natural number. Means let's take 5 here and read the question, you can understand. Okay, average of first 5 odd natural number. Means we are writing number like 1, then 2, then 3, then 4, after that 5 was there, 6, 7, 8 and 9, and 10 was also there. So let's see what user want. User want the average of first n natural number. What are the first n natural number? Means what are the first 5 natural number? First is 1, then 3, then 5, then 7, and then 9 was there. So these are the 5 natural number. So after that we are going to add this number 1 plus 3 4, 4 plus 5 9, 5 plus 7 and plus 9. Okay, so after adding this thing, what was the output result? The result was like 3 plus 1 4 plus 5 9, 9 9 18, 18 plus 7 25. The output will be 25. So how we going to calculate average? We are going to calculate average like 25 divided by 5. We are going to divide the number of n. So total number by the number. So total number was addition of number was 25 and the total number was 5 number 1 2 3 4 5. So that was 5 was there. So 5 divided by 26 gives you result as 5, and we want in the float value. So that's why we are going to 5.00 we are going to write here. So our output, we want output as this output. Okay, I think now you understand, because here we are going to not going to use like add between 1 to 5, not going to take number between 1 to 5 odd number. We are not going to take odd number between 1 to 5, we are going to take n odd number, n odd natural number. Means n odd natural number. Okay, 5 5 odd natural number from starting to until unless we are going with 5. Okay, so let's write our code. We are going to open our VS Code first, then going with the code which was about to printing the thing. We are not passing any statement in n here, so no problem for that thing. Do not worry about this all thing. Now write the special thing here, uh, which was we are creating our too many variable using in this code. Like first variable is our sum equal to, we are initiated it with 0 because we are adding the number of which was gives you result as a odd result. Okay, the number will be odd, it will be added in the sum. After that we are going to create another value, another variable which was count. In count we are going to initiate the value, means that adding how many time loop will be run. This thing we are going to add in this count. Okay, so also I am initiated it with 0. After that I am writing I, because the starting value was also important. So I plus equal to 1 was there, not plus equal to, I equal to 1 was there, because at the starting I am giving the value of I as 1. After that I am writing my while loop. So while, now here you can see that we are going to write our while loop. What was our condition? The condition was if, not if, while. Okay, because we are using while loop, not if statement. uh huh. If count, means that if count was less than equal to n. Okay, it's simply say that कि ये जो हमारा काउंट है वो कम हो n से. और ये काउंट तो यहाँ तो जीरो है, तो पहले काउंट का वैल्यू जीरो लेगा, इसे इक्वेट करेगा, और हम क्या करेंगे, काउंट को आगे बढ़ाएंगे, देखते हैं कैसे वो। ओके, so we can see how we can increase the value of count. So inside the while loop we are going to write if condition was there, because we are going to print output of odd. If I percentage 2 is not equal to 0, it's mean that it was odd. If equal to 0, then it was even. If not equal to 0, it's mean that it is odd. We are giving a colon there. After that we are going to write sum plus equal to I, same thing like we are written in this code for summation of this, not summation, sum of this even number. So same thing we are writing here, sum plus equal to I, we are going to add in the sum I, okay, if the condition was odd. After that we are going inside the while loop we are going to increase I condition, I plus equal to 1. After each time I will be increases for 1 1 1 1, it will be increases and check here and it will be run. We are doing giving condition as from starting with count to n, so we have to write here count plus equal to 1, because we are going with starting with, take example like we are starting with 1, so after that it will no, firstly we are going with 0, so it's not equal to 0, it's only less than 0, not less than equal to 0, because it was starting with the value 0. So if we are writing 5 here, so it will be becoming 6, okay, for the condition false. And from 0 to 5, how many number was there, 6 number was there, so it gives you error. That's why we are not using equal to here. After that what we are going to do, we are going to writing while here, while count was less than equal to num, not equal to less than num, we are going with this thing. If at each time when the if block will be run, it's mean that one value will be added, at second time second value will be added, third time third value will be added, and each time the count will be increases only and only when the if block will be run. Means that if number is added, number is odd, then the number was added in the sum and the count will be increases. If the number was not odd, the if will be not printed, then the I will be increases, and if I will be increases, after that it will be check again and it will be true, then count will be increases. So same thing will be repeated again and again. After that we are going to what, we are going to simply print what was in the sample. In sample it was oh sorry, we have to print average, not sum, so we have to calculate average. So let's take average equal to what, here we are going to write, here we are going to write sum divided by n, and here we are going to write f string we are using because we have to print at two decimal places. So now here I am writing the value of colon dot 2f, because I am going to print this at two decimal places, and here I am going to write avg. It's mean that to convert avg, the value of avg, to two decimal places. Let's run our code and see. It's asking for our output, so let's give example as 5, okay, because we are seeing the output of 5, so it will gives you 5. How it will be running? First, at the very first time our count will be 0, and sum will be 0, I is 1. Okay, yes, I will be 1. So we are going with while count is less than n, means that here you can see that 0 is less than count. See here you are confused here, because if I'm hover this my mouse, my cursor here, and many of the thing was opening, so you may confuse, you are not able to see correctly order wise. This all thing was opening and opening and again opening. Okay, so I'm not going to do understand you, gives you explanation here. We are going to explain in this thing. Okay, that's why I'm explaining you thing in this code in my ppt, and that was the only reason I am writing my code in my ppt. Otherwise I'm not ever I'm not have to write the solution of the code. No problem, let's see here. Firstly we are going with our output, which was we are going with sample like num n as 5. The sum was this and equal to 5. After that we are going to write this thing which was average, and the output will be 5. The same thing we are getting, it means that our code was correct. Okay, so let's see here how we are going. Step by step we are going to understand how we are going to write the code, and how it will be working from where it was started and where it was ended. Everything we are going to see here, so let's start. Okay, so firstly we are starting with n is equal to int input. We are going to take input from user which was integer type, and after that we are going with number which was equal to 0, and then means not number, we are going with sum, because starting sum was 0. After that sum was increases, then again sum was increases with the value of I. Okay, so simply say, you can see here the value of I am giving as initiating as 1, and count was initiating as 0, while count was less than 0. Here you can see that count was 0, means that 0 is less than n. Okay, it means that 0 is less than n. The condition was true. Yes, the condition was true. So the sum was plus equal to 1. In sum, here we are not using if, because no problem. Although, because why we are not using if here, because you can see that we are going with increases I as 2 time. We are not take any number as a we are not going with deal with any even number. We are going to deal with only odd number here, because we are going to I plus equal to 2. You know that if we plus equal to 2, then first number is 1, then if I plus 2, it's become 3. After that plus 2, it's become 5. After that it will be becoming 7, then 9. That's this the way, then this way it was moving. So we are not dealing with what can you say that, you can say that we are not dealing with even number. That's why we are not writing the thing here. Which thing? The if statement we are not writing, because we are not dealing with if, sorry, not if, we are not dealing with any even number. Here we are dealing with only odd number. In my code we are also dealing with even number, because you can see that I am initiated it with, not initiated, I am increases give updation as update it at every time only 1, increase it only 1. So after 1 it will be increases 1, now it's become 2. So if it's become 2, the while if statement was important, because if was not there, it's mean that in the 2 it will be automatically added. Okay, so this is all the reason why we are writing if here, because we are initiated it with I, and here we are not initiated it with plus 2. So that's why we are not dealing with even number, and this was the only reason we are not using if here. Okay, so sum plus equal to I we are going to do, means that add sum. So let's see that firstly sum was 0. Okay, now count was 0, 0 is less than n? Yes. Means sum plus equal to 1, 1 I was what? I was 1. So 0 plus 1 was there. After that, count plus equal to 1. The value of count will now becoming 1. Then I will be increases to 10. Then I become 3. After that, here you can see that when here count will be 1, 1 is less than n. Again it was giving you value as true. After that, sum will again plus equal to I. Now what was our I? I is 3. So here we are going to add 3. Then after adding 3 here, we are going with another thing, which was count plus equal to 1. No, sorry. After adding again, it the increases the count as 1. So count is becoming now 2. Now count will be 2 here. So it means that it will be again 2 is less than n. N was our 5. Okay, n is 5. So 2 is also less than n, means 5. 2 is less than 5. While was correct, it means that again sum plus equal to I. Now what was our I is 5. Why 5? Because 2 is added in previously 2 was added in 3, so it was becoming 5. So we are going to add in sum 5. After that, again we are doing the same thing. Count will be increases as 3. Count will be increases at 3, and the sum I will be increases with 2 times. Mean now I will be becoming 6, not 6, 7. Okay. So after that, again the condition will be check, 3 will be less than n. The correct it was again true. It's mean that sum will be again printing. In sum we are again adding 7, and after that, count will be increases as 4. Now I will be increases as 9. After that, the same thing was repeated here again and again in the loop. Same things are repeated until unless the condition become false. So now it was added 9 here, also 9 was added. So sum of these all things will become 25. Okay, sum of all this will become 25. And here you can see that after that the 4, it will becoming 5. Count will become 5. Okay, and this 9 will becoming 11, which is also odd. No problem is there, but the problem was here, because the 5 is not less than 5. 5 was equal to 5, but 5 was not less than 5. We are dealing with 5 number because we are going to deal with n natural number. What was our n number? N number was 5. The first, second, third, fourth, fifth number, we are done dealing with 5 number. So that's why we are going to write the thing like that. And the condition was false, so loop was ended here, and the last thing was printed, which was average. So what was the value of sum? Value of sum is 25. 25 divided by 5 gives you value as 5, because we are formatting it at here you can say that we are using a format method. Any method you can use, format method, or simply you can say that f string method. That's you I am using. Any method you can use to format it at 2 decimal places. So for this format method, it's become 5.00. So this all about this question. Okay, let's move to our another question. What was our another question? Our another question is a very simple question. It's simple like sum of first n natural number not divisible by 2. It gives you a number which was first n natural number. The same thing was there. We are doing like first and dealing with first n natural number, first n odd natural number. Here we are dealing with first n natural number not divided by 2. If number is not divided by 2, it means it's automatically become a odd number. Okay, because I am writing the condition in this in my code. If number is not equal to 0, it means it's a odd number. Okay, the same thing here. this question want to say you. Okay, now we are going to print the sum only, not average. So full question we are doing here, and here we are going with only this part. We are removing this part simply, so you can do this question. Okay, so let's read the statement first and see that what we are going to do in this question, what we are writing in this question. So in this question, you can simply see the statement which was take an integer n as an input from user. After that, we are going to write a program to print the sum of first n natural number, not first and natural number. Condition was there which was that are not perfectly divided by 2. Means if number was not divided by 2, it means simply mean that it was the odd number. So we are not using if here. In last video I am using the condition, but here I am writing without the condition because here condition was also not written. This code was also written by me because this all question was done from my side. Okay, a platform I am studying from, that platform gives me the this type of question. So same question, this was a also a good type of question to makes your logic building, increase your logic building from basic to advanced. Okay, so it will slowly pushing your logic to advanced level. Okay, so that's why I am added this question. So here you can simply see that we are using while loop. Okay, so I think you understand what we have to do. We have to do half of the question of our previous question. Okay, so let's write our code. In this code I am removing this part. Let's see this. So now it will be becoming our question. Question number 3, it gives you output of our question number 3. If I am giving 5 here, oh, I am commenting this out, that's why it's giving me error, because average was not there for the compiler. It was in the comment, so compiler was not able to read the comment. Now I am going to write the thing which was print simply sum. Okay, so you can see that if I am passing 5 here, I am getting 25 as the output. The same thing I want the output as here 25 for 5 as a input. Okay, but here we are going this this was also correct thing, but we are not doing the question like this. We are going to solve this question like our method. The method was simple method which was, I am not going to use if statement here. How it will be done without using if statement? So let's see this thing, how we can do this question without using if statement. Firstly, we are going to take input from user, take n equal to integer, same thing we are going to write. We are going to write n equal to integer input. We are going to simply write the taking integer input from the user. Now what I am going to do, I am going to do same thing like sum plus sum equal to 0. I am initiated with 0. Then again count was also there because we are dealing with n natural number, not at the range 1 to n, not 1 to n. At 1 to n we are not going to use this. If we know uh, the range, between range, we are going with one, deal with 1 to 5 only. So that's why we are using we are not using this thing. If we range was not given, means we are going with there and there. This type of range was not there, so we are going till the number. Okay, so that's why I am using count. So now I am writing I, initiating I with 1. After that we are going with to deal with only odd number. So let's write our condition. What was the condition? The condition was while the condition was while I was not I, while count is less than n, means that we have to update count also in this while inside the while loop. Okay, so let's do this thing. So count plus equal to 1, count will be increased at every time. Now we are going to add sum plus equal to I, we are going to add I in the sum. Same thing we are going to write here, sum was there, count was there, after that the thing will be changed. I plus equal to, not I am writing 1 here, I am going to, if I am writing 1 here, it will be becoming 2. At the 2 it will be gives you, you may face error because we are not using if statement. So that's why I am writing 2 here, because after updating I with 2 it will be becoming another odd number. Again and again it will gives you only an odd number. We are not going to face any type of, you can simply say that even number. We are not going to deal with any even number if we are writing 2 here. Okay, so we do not have to write if statement. After writing I plus equal to 2, we are going to simply print the thing. What was we are going to print? We are going to print sum. Let's run our code. In sample 5 was given, so I am giving 5. So number, only odd number, 5 odd number. If you add 5 odd number starting from 1, uh, uh, 5 odd natural number, if you are adding 5 odd natural number starting from 1, so you can get 25 as a result. Let's take any number you can give, it will gives you output, because now it's becoming, if I'm giving 100, okay, it's give you, suddenly it will give you output. So 100 odd number, not the range was there, it will taking 100 odd number. Okay, if 500 something anything will be there, the output will be there, because the sum of this, sum was this. We are not facing issue that like compiler not working, this type of thing was done only you are getting runtime error, you are getting any type of error, until unless you are initiated. If you are forget to initiated this I value of I, it will be gives you error. If also you are forget to this thing, because we are running the while loop with the condition of count with less than n, so that we are going to count n. Here you can see that the we are dealing with, also we are dealing with, in while loop we are dealing with the condition I, not I, condition uh, count. So we are going to update the count. If you are not going to update the count, you may also face some problem. Because of these things we are going to follow the iteration thing, and we are going to iterate the value, we are going to increase the value. So let's see our another question. Let's to comment this thing out, and after that we are going to see our another question. So what was our another question? I think you can understand this code. This was the simplest one of the previous thing, half code of the previous code. Okay, so after that we are going to deal in the range, inside the range. This thing I am telling about, talking about this type of thing I am going to talking about. Here we are dealing inside the range, and here we are not dealing inside the range. That's why this count will be there, and the updation of count will be there, and we are going till count. Okay, so let's see how we are dealing inside the range. So how to deal inside the range, and how we are going to write the code for performing tasks inside the range. So let's read the problem, what we are going to do in this problem. So let's read this thing. You are giving two integer n and x, so means that we are taking integer input from user, named as variable and named as variable x was also there. Then we are going to print the number of the resultant integer. So number of resultant integer we are going to print after multiplying each odd number. Here the twist was here. Okay, we are going to print the resultant integer after multiplying each odd number. Okay, and then we are going with x range. Okay, dealing with x range. So x was the range here. From 1 to n we are going to deal using a while loop. Firstly, we are at the place of n, we are going to give the range till here the function will be run. Let's see that. Let's take number as 4. Okay, uh, let's see our sample. Here the value of n was 4, so we are uh, where was our cursor? Yes, so n was 4, the value of n is 4, so that's why we are you can say that the value of n is 4, so you can say that the value till go to 3 because it's working from n minus 1, that's why the value of this will be becoming 3. So how you can write this thing? So this thing was pre-built thing, we are not going to write this n minus 1 part, we are simply writing n, so it will be going to n minus 1. Okay, I told you the range function how it will be working. It will be gives you a starting value, after that ending value, and the step was also there if you want to skip any number, any value. Okay, so these are the range function, but we are doing with while loop. So what we are doing to first, we are going to do first, we are going to firstly take two integer input from the user. Let's take two integer from user. Here n was also there, x was also there. After that what we are going to do, we are going to perform a simple task. So the task was to, we are going to print the sum of resulted integer after multiplying each odd number. We are going to multiply odd number. Okay, we are not here also dealing with even number. In this question we can see that we are using if statement, but here we are also using initiated I to 2, and we are going to deal as we are done the previous one. So same thing we are going to perform here also, but here this type of example, this type of code was there, that's why I'm writing, we are going to write the code in the this type of format also. Okay, so let's write firstly, see how we are going to write this code. Let's understand the code first. This will take input from user, this two line for taking input integer from user. First was for the range and second was for the multiply, the number we are going to multiply. And if the number was odd, uh, because here you can see that sum of odd integer we are going to deal. If number was odd, we are going to multiply number, we are going to multiply number with the value of x. Okay, so here the simple thing was there. Firstly I am going to initiated the value of I, then mul, which is representing multiply, mul, then while loop we are going with 1 to n, because range was there, that's why I am using 1 to n. 1 is uh, I is 1 and less than equal to n, means the value of n we are giving. So the thing was there. Then if we are checking condition, if not equal to, then we are going to multiply I with x. We can see that if I was multiplied with x, the value of it will be storing in the m, and we are going to increase the update the value of multiply. So that's why we are using multiply plus equal to n. After that we are going to initiate value as I plus equal to 1. Also we are skipping this, and here we are giving 2, but we don't want to do extra thing. but this was the also correct way. It not mean that it was the wrong. Okay, so now we are going to print here multiply. So the multiplied value are in the place of your output. So here you can see in the sample 4 is given and 2 is the multiply number. So odd number range from 1 to 3, starting with I was starting from 1 and till 3 it will be working because n minus 1 will be performed in this 4. So what was the number? Number was 1, number was 3, because these two are the only odd number lie between 1 and 3. Included this 1 and 3. Okay, so that's why 1 was multiplied with 2 and 3 was also multiplied with 2. After that you can see that the summation of this number and this number gives you as a result. So let's write the code for this. Firstly I am going to initiate I equal to 1 here. After that initiating y I am going to multiply with 0, and then I am writing while. So what was our condition? While I is less than, means I was the value of I, you can see that here it's a 1. So value of I was less than which number? Sorry, the value of I is less than equal to n. Till n minus 1 we are going to do, so that's why I am writing n. Let's go with n minus 1. It doesn't mean that we have to write n minus 1. If you write n, it goes to n minus 1 also. By default this thing was there. After that we are going to write our performance, so let's write those things. Firstly we are going to initiate value increases with 1 at every time, because we don't want any type of issue of failing this type of thing. Then I am writing condition. If condition I am putting here, so if my condition is, if I is I divided by 2 is not equal to 0. If it is not equal to 0, it means that the number is odd number. So what we are going to do, we are going to take any variable like a equal to and add and multiply the number. So I multiply by x. After that we are going to multiply, increases the value of multiply. To multiply plus equal to a, we are going to initiate the value of a was there, and after that we are going to simply print the multiply value. Okay, so let's run the code and see the output. So here uh, we are facing a issue. Sorry, that was not for, this was the old one. Okay, so let's write any number. Let's take an example. Let's see what was in the sample. In the sample 4 and 2 was there, so we are dealing with 4 and 2. So we are writing 4 here, 4 for not 5, 4, 4 for what? 4 for n, and 2 for multiply. So the value will be 8. The same value we are getting here as a 8. What this function do inside this? Inside the function, the thing was done, which is if the number was odd, then 2 will be multiplied and added, then again multiplied then again added, then again after that it will gives you addition result. Okay, here you can see that it will be added, updated, added to multiply. Then again if it was you can say that odd, then again it was multiply, then again added to multiply. So the same loop will be run again and again. After that it was giving you output as the variable we are giving. So that's why any type of variable name you have to do, you are going to write, no problem in the giving of a variable. It does not gives you any type of issue. So what was our next thing? Our next thing is to multiplication table. We are going to print up to 10. Okay, we are going to print so many questions we are left with. After that we are going with a summary. Then our video was ended. So I think this was the our sixth question. Yes, this was our sixth question. So in this question we have to multiply table up to 10th place. We are going to multiply the table up to 10th place. So let's read the problem statement also. It was clear after reading this thing. So let's read this thing. We are going to take an integer n, write a Python program to print the multiplication table up to 10 for the given value n using a while loop. Okay, using while loop we are going to print table. Okay, taking integer 8, this was the so you can say that this was the number, the table we are going to print. So this was a very simple code, very simple code, you can say that. Firstly what we are going to do, we are going to take input from user. After that we are going to initiate value of I as 1, and then we are going with while loop. While I is less than equal to 10 means we are up to, we are going to print table up to 10. Okay, that's why we are passing 10 here. Okay, so this thing we are understand. The indentation of while loop was there. After that we are going to print n. Here f string I am using, and the place of n, the value of n will be printed here, and the multiplication symbol was there. The multiplication symbol was printed as it is. After that the value of 1 I will be printed here. The value of I will be changes every time because it was increases one by one. Okay, firstly it was a 1, then added 1 in 1, 1 plus 1 2, then 3, then 4, then 5, then 6, then 7. That's a thing, it was we follow the this step. After that the equal to was as it is printed, and the n in multiply by I will be our output. Okay, so let's write the code for multiplication table. So how we are going to write the from the multiplication table? How we are going to write question for multiplication table? Firstly, we are going to take input. In this input, we are going to say that this number, the table of this number, we are going to print it. N equal to input, integer input, and then we are writing our while loop. First, after writing while loop, we are going to initiate the value of I as 1 because we want the value start from 1. Also, we can put it 0 also if you want the value start with 0. Okay, if you want 3 into 0 also. So if you can put 0 here also. While y is less than equal to 10, it will be printed. Means that 10 was also printed here because equal to is there. So if I was less than equal to 12, we are going to do what? We are going to simply, I can say that we are going to print the thing. What was the thing? The thing was inside the f string, where we are going to print the value of n, and then space multiply by what? Multiply by the value of I, which was changed again and again, equal to. After that we are going with a separator, and we have to print what? We have to print the value of multiplication of n multiply by I, we are going to print. So this thing will be printed in the while loop, so it will be printed again and again and again, and at last inside the while loop I am going to initiate the value of not initiate, update the value of I as 1. So now here I am giving 3, so it will gives you table of 3. 3 into 3, 3 1 is 3, 3 2 is 6, 3 3 is 9, 3 4 is 12. So the same thing was there up to 10, so it will be goes to 30, 3 to 30, everything will be printed in the correct way. If you want also 0, then initiate it with 0. So if you initiated it with 0, we are getting 0 as a output also. Okay, so our result, our multiplication table with start with 0, n equal to 3 was the sample. So same thing we are going to run, and up to 10 it will be gives you as a output. Okay, 3 into 2 6, 3 into 3 9, the same thing we are getting here. 3 into 3 6, 3 into 3 9, 3 into 6 9 6. Okay, the same thing was there. See our next question, which was about to sum of a even integer multiply by x. Previously we are doing with a question which was sum of odd number and multiply with x, and this will gives you a output. But here we are going to deal with even integer. What was the even integer? The number which was divisible by 2 is known as the even integer. Okay, so let's start our code, and let's see how we are going to deal with the question with the this question here. Okay, so let's read the problem statement first, which is about you can see that here you are given two integer n and x, and we are going to print the sum of the result integer. Okay, we are going to take two integer n and x. Similarly, like in the previous question we are taken, here we are also taking this input as the same type. Okay, after that we are going to print sum of resulted integer. After multiplying sum of resulted integer we are going to print, but after multiplying each even integer, okay, with x, means that we are going to multiply even integer with x, then adding the value in the sum variable. After that we are going to print the thing. Okay, with the range from 1 to n we are going to move using the while loop. So use the while loop to create this thing, this is statement. So let's write our code. How we are writing? First we are going to create two variable first, which named as, here you can see that not there, here you can see that first named as n and second as x. The number n denotes that the range, and the x denotes the number which we are going to multiply. Okay, so let's take these two things first. After that we are moving further. So let's comment out this code. After that we are going to take n equal to integer integer input, and then x equal to integer input. Here you can see that I am passing n colon here for differentiating this two, and x colon here for differentiating n with x. Okay, so that's why I'm writing this thing like this, and this colon was not, inverted comma was not there, this was at this place. After that we are going to initiate value. Okay, starting value, sorry. So we are dealing with only even numbers, so let's take it as 2, not as a 1. Okay, because 1 is the odd number. So I equal to 2, we are starting with the value 2, because we are trying to not use if statements here, because if you are using if, it will become not I can say that complex that much, but a little bit complex, you can say that. Okay, so here we are going to create another variable named as mul. Okay, multiply equal to 0. I am initiated with it to 0. After that I am writing while condition, which is while I is less than 1, uh, not 1 we are using, while I is less than equal to 1, our condition will be running, and after that it will be closed. Okay, so while I is less than equal to 1, we are going to do what? We are going to multiply the number if it was even. So I am using I equal to 2, so by default it was even at the first time. So let it initiated with give it to give a value like I plus equal to 2. At every time we are increasing it with 2, because when we are increasing the number I with every time 2, it will gives you only even number. We are not going to deal with any odd number. That's why we are using I plus equal to 2. And after giving this iteration, we are going to write inside the while loop, like if a number was this, so we are not using if statement there. As it you can see in the previous code, we are using if statement, but we are not using try to use if statement here. So simply we are going to write a number, any variable we are taking, a equal to multiply by I multiply by what? I multiply by the number which was x. Okay, every time we are going to multiply the number with x. After that we are going to increase the value of I, means adding the value in the multiplication. Okay, so let's give this code add more readability. Here I am giving multiply and here I am giving sum, because the sum we are going to perform here and the multiplication we are going to perform there. So sum plus equal to multiply. Okay, so sum plus equal to multiply it every time if condition is correct. Okay, after that we are going to do simply print statement we are going to pass, and inside the print statement what we are going to write, we are going to write inside the place print statement that sum we are going to print. Okay, so let's run our code and see the output. Let it be again the number what we are going to take. Let's take 4. The number multiply is 2. Okay, so 12 is the answer. Let's see what is in the sample, and after that we are going to understand this code, how this code will be written. Yes, the 4 and 2 is given as a input, and the even integer in the range of between 2 and 4 is this 4 will be working as n minus 1. So the range no, this will be working as a n minus 1, but here we are taking as less than equal to, that's why it will be included. Okay, that's why 2 and 4 was there. Okay, so that's why this 2 and 4 was there. After that we are going to take result as a, then we are going to multiply the even number with the 2, both even number, both are the even number, then it will multiply with the number 2. After that we are adding this, so our output will be 12. That's why we are getting here the same output we are getting here as a 12 while passing 4 and 2. Okay, so let's see how this code will be working. Firstly, we are going to take two input integers from user. First is the decided the range. First input decide the range from where to where our range will be lie, and the second integer which was denoted as variable x, so it will be show you the multiplication number of multiply you are performing, means you are multiply each number with 2, with 3, with any number you want, you have to put the number inside the x. Okay, then we have a variable I equal to 2, which was the initiator, you can say that, because from here our value will be started. After that a multiplication variable is there where we are adding the value. You can not multiplication, simply a variable name, you can say that, because here addition was performed and here the multiplication was performed. So that's why a simple, you can say that, a little bit confusion for the beginners, so don't see according to the variable name. Okay, see only the logic what that's why I am writing here multiply is there and sum is there. Also I am writing doing this mistake in this thing, but if Python have more readability, then make it as a readability code. So that's why I am writing I is less than equal to m. So m is equal to I multiply by x. So that's why multiply plus equal to m here. So that's why I plus equal to 2. It means that I will be increasing, updating. You can say anything. It will be increasing or updating every time as a 2. It means that at starting the I was 2, after that the I will becoming not a 3, okay, not 3, I will becoming after 2 I will become the value 4. After the 4, what is the value? The value is 6. After the 8, so you can see that this all the value are the even number, none of the value is odd number, okay. Similarly, we are going to print the this thing because our addition value at the, you can say, the final value is stored in this variable. So that's why we are printing this outside the while loop, because if it is inside the while loop it is printed again and again, okay. Let's see here, if it is inside the while loop, so what was the output? The output is, let's say, 4 and 2. So it will be printed, firstly it will become 4, then it will become 12, okay. But if it is in outside the while loop, it will be printed the final output, which is 12 only, okay. That's it for this question. That's all for this question. After that we are moving, so let's see this practice question, which is about to average of first and even natural number. Here we are going to deal with first and even natural number. The range was not there, okay. So this thing is to notice that the range was not there, that's why. So we are dealing with first numbers, okay. The first even number, let's take first 5 even number is was 2 4 6 10. 2 4 6 8 10 was the 4, you can say that simply even numbers. So in this sample test case you can say that, see that n equal to 5 means that 5 even number we are going to deal with. First is 2, then 4, then 6, then 8, then 10 was the, this all 5 are the even number. After that the result was 30, okay. Simple thing was there, nothing any type of rocket science was there, okay. So let's read the problem statement, what we have to perform, which type of task. Although by this heading you know what you have to perform, what types of we have to do, but for the more you can say that understanding, you can read this problem statement, okay. What you have to do, if you don't understand what you have to do, what you have to start from, where we are going to do writing the things, firstly what we have to do. So my first suggestion is that you are going to read the statement first. After that you are able to understand the code, from where you are going to start and what we are going to write, okay. So let's read the statement. What was our statement? The statement was simple, like we are going to take an integer and from the user, okay. We are going to take input from the user side, which was the named as variable n. So what we are going to do, we are going to firstly write the variable name n equal to integer and input, because we are going to take integer input type, okay. So that's why integer was there. After that what we are going to do, we are going to write a program to print the average of the first and even natural number, okay. So we are going to write a program to print the average, okay, print the average. Make sure that we are going to print the average of first as n natural number. We are not going to print n natural number, we are not going to print sum of n natural, we are going to print average of n natural number, okay. Previously we are doing the same question for odd natural number, but here we are dealing with uh, even natural number, okay. So here also we are using a while loop, because uh, we are only study while loop. So let's do this question for while loop. After that, when we are performing, when we are learning for loop, after that we are going with the question with for loop. And if we done both while loop and for loop, then we are able to apply any which you have command, okay. So let's see the output is type of which. So output is like display the result up to, we are going to print it at the two decimal places. So hint was there, which was we are going to use format specifier. Also you can use f string, but here the hint was this, so use this. It means that this code was want you to learn the format specifier. Okay, so that's why you have to use format specifier for specify this result. Okay, so let's write the code. How you can start, from where you can start, I can told you. So let's write it the code from your own side. After that, come to this video and see is your code was correct or not. If it was not correct and you are not able to understand, then continue this video from here and watch. So let's see how we are going to write the code for this. Firstly, we are going to take input integer from user. Let's comment this code out, and after that we are going to write from here. So what we are going to write, firstly you can see that simply we are going to take n variable, and we are going to store the value, any type of value that the user gives you. Okay, so let's store the value first. Okay, this will be store the input from the user. After that what we are going to do, after that we are going to do thing which was initiating value. So let's reduce the code, you can say that length of code, let's reduce. For reducing the length of code, I am initiated this with I equal to 2, because the even number start with 2. Okay, and increase it with to 2. When we increase 2 means if 2 plus 2 is what, 4, it means again another number is 4, then again plus 2, then what we are getting 6. It means that this all the things gives you a you can say that even number. Okay, now let's see what we are going to first do. We are going to we are taking this thing. Let's write another all code. After that we are seeing the how solution, how you can going to write, how the code follow, how the syntax, not the syntax, although we are doing many things with syntax, the syntax is clear for you now. And now we are dealing with the logic building, you can say that simply we are doing. Let's write the thing here, like you can see that I equal to 2. After that another count variable I am going to create it here, although the count was not required because we are using we are not using if statement. Okay, so that's why okay, let's one another thing in the question. Yes, it is up to n. I think it's given in the range. So yes, count was required for this. Count was not required in the condition when it's inside the range. Okay, so we have to write initiate count also. So let it be count equal to 0. Okay, I is initiated, count is initiated, then a sum is also initiated. We have to initiate sum, because we are going to store the value of sum here. After that we are going to perform average. Okay, so let's write our while loop. While what is our condition? So the condition was simple, like while it's a run between count and up to what, while count is less than which number, less than, correct, n, because we are going to till nth number. Okay, till that number we are going to write the, not write, we are going to show the output. So here after writing this you can say that this value means the condition, we are going to initiate count first. Okay, so count plus equal to 1. Okay, each time when the while loop run, the value of count will be increases, as well as the value of I will also increases as 2, because we are dealing with which type of number, you know that the number is even number. Okay, and after the while was doing, we are going to perform a task. The task was a very simple task, that is we are going to add. So here we are going to also create a variable, not a creator of variable is also created. We are going to update the value of sum also. Okay, so plus sum plus equal to what we are going to uh, add in the sum. We are going to add in a sum the value of I, because the value of I will be always even number. Okay, so we are going to add all the even numbers inside the count. After that, we are going to create a you can, I think anything is was not commented, no, not a problem. Okay, here we are going to write a average. Okay, so what was the rule of average? Average equal to the number, the sum of number. So sum was there, sum divided by n. You can give n or count, so both will gives you correct thing. Okay, not a problem. If sum was divided by n, then it gives you array, and not array, it gives you average. Then we are going to print, and we are going, we are using format specifier because it is mentioned in the question. We have to use dot format specifier. So let's use the format specifier for this. So we're using format specifier. You are using firstly in double inverted comma, curly braces was there. Inside the curly braces we have to write 0. After that colon was there, then dot 2f means the value is converted till uh, the value is converted till dot 2f means that two decimal places. And format was there. Format is a function, and inside the format we are going to format what? Average. Okay, so that's why average was there. Let's run the code and let's see what was in this 5. So let's write 5. So you can see that 6.00. I think this was a wrong output. No, output was correct. Oh, sorry, the output was correct. I think that the number was odd, that's why I'm saying the output was incorrect, but the output was for even number. Okay, so that's why output was correct, the 6. Okay, so we are getting the correct output. Let's see how this code will be run, from where to where our you can say that interpreter will be running. Firstly, we are going to take an integer input from the number, and after that we are going to do what? We are going to simply I equal to 2 means that we are going to initiate I as a 2. Starting value of our you can say that I is 2, because even number will be starting from the value 2. Okay, after that we are going to sum, giving sum equal to 0 means that the variable sum is store the addition value at every time. Okay, updated value will be added in the sum. Okay, and the count also there, count was also there. Then we are going with a while loop, then count is less than n, then code will be running. If the condition was true, then our this all the performance will be done till the output will be true, not the output, till the condition will be true, the output will be given, uh, not output will be given, the thing will be updated. When the it become false, when our while loop condition become false, it will uh, suddenly leave the while loop and going to the average and calculate average. After that it will be printed the average and format it to at two decimal places, because dot 2f was there. Okay, that's why if dot 3f was there, then it converted into dot till 3 places. If 4 was there, then 4 places, 4 decimal places was there. So that's the thing, this was moving around it. Okay, So let's see the another question, which is very simple, very simple, you can say that, because here we are going to do nothing. We are going to simply print first an odd number. Okay, just print the odd number and nothing else we are going to. But a thing which we have to notice here, that we are going to print first and natural number. Range was not there, not between a 1 and 5. It is 5 natural number, means 1 2 3 4 5. Okay, so let's read the problem statement. Problem statement is like, take an integer n. We are going to take input from user with the integer n. Okay, then we are going to write a program to print the first and odd number. We are going to print first and odd number. After that we are going to separate the value using the while loop. Okay, here you can see if I am entering 5, our odd number was 1357, first odd number are 13579. It will be, if it was not separated, it will be like that. Okay, but it was separated, that's why you are showing this space was there. Okay, you can see that this space because of the separator. Okay, so separator are the very important thing in our program. Okay, so if you don't know about the separator, how you can separate a value, how you can change the line and all type of separator, I am discussing this thing in the second part. Okay, so see my second lecture for this type of thing. Okay, so let's see the code for this, how we are going to write the code for this thing. Firstly, I comment out this thing and let's see any command was there or not. Let's see, the first thing was that no, here no command was there. Any command was not given to the user that you have to enter this type of value or that type of value. So we are not giving any type of a thing. Okay, so let's write the code for the for this thing. Firstly, we are going to take n equal to integer and then input integer input. Which type of input, we are not going to tell anything about to user. Okay, because it was not in the question. You can see here it's not in the question, and also it is not mentioned in the statement that you want to write like that. The statement user will be see and gives you a input. So not this type of thing was there, so that's why we are not doing any type of thing, any type of performance. So I am initiated I equal to 1, because we are dealing with a odd number, so it should start with 1. After that uh, we are going to count, because the range was not given, so count was there, count equal to 0, while we are going with a while loop. While our range is moving from count to n, while count is less than n, then what we are going to do, we are going to increase the count plus equal to 1 every time, and we are going to increase I also, I plus equal to 2. Why I plus equal to 2? Because it gives you only odd number, we are not dealing with any type of even number. Okay, so after this thing we are going to also add in the count, not in the count, we are going to, no, we are not going to print anything. Okay, so at each time at the end we are not going to print some average. Okay, we are going to print simply the numbers. Okay, so all the numbers we are going to print, that's why we are to write the thing inside the while loop. Okay, so we are going to write the print statement inside the while loop, and the statement is like, we are going to print what, we are going to print I. Okay, each time we are going to print I comma, and separator is, what was our separator, separator was space, so that's why we are using and here, and equal to and colon then space. This space will be come as a separator. By default it's a new line, but if we specify the end, then it means that the separator was specified, and it will be separated the thing with the value passed inside this inverted, not inverted comma, yes, inverted comma, sorry. Huh. So let's give the value like what was in the sample. Same thing we are going to do, and 5 was there. Okay, so give, so 5 was there, 5 enter, then 3, 5, 7, 9, 11. These all are the even number. Okay, sorry, odd number. But here you can see that we want a number from 1, because here 1 was mentioned. Okay, but here we are getting with 3. Why this type of thing will be done? Comment me this thing. Why? Comment me this, the reason of this. Okay, so let's see why this was coming like this. I think you are comment out. So let's see why we are this thing come with this, because here we are sorry, not here, here, here we are doing a simple mistake of you can see that say that the mistake was there. Which type of mistake? A mistake was a very simple mistake, like this command will be come before this command, and this iteration come after the print, because here what happened, if it is 1, then it will be current condition true, then it's enter, and when it's entered, it will be increases. Okay, so it will be increases. If it will be increased, it's become 3, that's why it's starting with 3. Okay, so we are to write this part. Let's copy this part and enter here, paste it here. After that, I remove this thing, and let's run the code again and see the output is what's correct or not. So here you can see that our code was correct, giving a correct output. Why it was not giving correct output? Because we are printing the thing after the iteration. Before after the iteration we are going to print the thing, but here we are going to print the thing before. Okay, so that's why the output will be wrong here. All the output will be there, no error is there, because we are doing any type of, not any type of mistake. Okay, but the thing was there, so we have to follow the thing, not to do from your own side that you want. Let's comment out this code and let's see the thing. Okay, so the thing was very simple, like n equal to input, and I equal to 1 we are going to write here. After that, count equal to 0 means that we are going to with not range, we are not we have not any range function, like range is going from 1 to 3, range is going from any range was not there. That's why we are using count equal to 0, then we are initiating. After that, we are doing with range and update count, because at every time count will be increases while our expected output we are getting. Okay, thank you, that's all from my side.